Hey everybody, are you ready to go on another adventure with me? Today we're going to talk about the Elves and the Hesitant Shoemaker, adapted by Darlene Young. I do like me some fancy shoes.
Hello, come join me for Storytime Online. It's Storytime Online again. Hello, come join me for Storytime Online. It's Storytime Online, my friends.
Annalisa lived in the small town of Lochthor and made sturdy, serviceable shoes. Secretly, she had always wanted to create shoes with sparkles and glitter. She had a special box that had all the materials to create a pair of spectacular high-heeled, fancy dress shoes, but was always too scared to try. Every day, Annalisa formed good quality functional shoes for her customers that never wore out. And eventually, the townspeople stopped coming into her shop because their shoes never needed replacing. With her customers dwindling, it became obvious to Annalisa that she would be going out of business soon. One evening, Annalisa opened her special box and arranged all the materials on her work table to make a pair of fancy dress shoes. But once again she hesitated and soon lost her courage. Discouraged, she left the box on the table, climbed the stairs, and went to bed. The next morning, Annalisa woke to someone banging at her door. She stumbled down the stairs and opened the door to Mrs. Green. "Annalisa, my dear," said Mrs. Green, "I'm so sorry to have awakened you, but I simply must have those beautiful shoes in the window." "What shoes?" Annalisa said to Mrs. Green. "Why, these shoes, dear," Mrs. Green said, pointing to a beautiful pair of bejeweled, high-heeled pumps that were sparkling and twinkling in the morning sunlight. Annalisa rubbed her eyes and then rubbed them again. There in her storefront window were two shoes made with the very items that she had kept in her secret box. Had she been sleepwalking during the night? Did she create the shoes in her sleep? Mrs. Green paid Annalisa generously, and with that money, Annalisa ordered more supplies to create more shoes that had all the glitz and glamour like the ones she had always dreamed of making. Again, that very night, Annalisa worked late into the evening, arranging everything needed to make 2 more pairs of fancy shoes. She laid everything out on the table and went upstairs to bed. During the night, she woke up to the sound of voices. "Oh no," Annalisa said, "someone has broken into my store." Very quietly, she tiptoed down the stairs and followed the sound to her workshop. She listened at the door and heard 2 voices arguing. "No, don't place that gemstone there," said a high female voice. "Oh, Lily May, do keep your voice down," said another female voice. Annalisa peeped around the corner and almost fell over at the sight. There, standing on her work table, were 2 very tiny little women wearing beautiful dresses, but no shoes. "Elves?" Annalisa whispered to herself. "I always thought they were make-believe." The 2 little elves became very still, and Annalisa froze in her spot. "Oh no," she thought, "I hope they didn't see or hear me." "Did you hear that, Pixie Blue?" asked one of the elves. "Do you think it was the wind, Lily May?" asked the other elf. The 2 little elves listened very intently and then shrugged and went about their work. As quietly as she could, Annalisa tiptoed back up the stairs. The next morning, Annalisa woke again to the sound of someone pounding on her door. When she arrived at the bottom of the stairs, she could hear 2 women talking. Annalisa opened her door to find Mrs. Red and Miss Blue standing on her doorstep. "Oh, good morning, Annalisa," said Miss Blue. "We are sorry to wake you so early, but we simply must have those shoes in the window." Annalisa opened her door to allow the two ladies inside. She boxed up the two beautiful pairs of shoes and collected another generous sum for them. Night after night, Annalisa would place all the materials needed on her work table. And the next morning, Annalisa would be delighted to find shoes perfectly assembled with lots of razzmatazz. Annalisa's business was doing so well that she wanted to do something nice for the two little elves. So with her confidence bolstered, she began to design and create two pairs of dainty, tiny, glitzy shoes that would match the elves' beautiful dresses perfectly. She wrapped her items up in two tiny boxes with a note that simply read, "Thank you." Later that evening, Annalisa tiptoed back down to watch for the two elves, and with a puff of smoke, they appeared on her workbench. The elves immediately noticed the two presents on the table and read the note, and soon they were gleefully ripping into the packages and trying on the new shoes. Now they were fashionably dressed from head to toe. Together they picked up the pencil, too large in their tiny hands, and wrote a note back. Annalisa smiled and went back to bed. Annalisa had been so busy the next day with her customers that she didn't get time to check her workroom. Finally, after the last customer left, she locked the door and sat down to read the note. "Dear Annalisa, we are ever so grateful for the beautiful shoes that you created for us. We can see by the workmanship that you now have the confidence to create your own shoe designs to sell. Good luck with all your future creations. Sincerely, Lily May and Bixie Blue." Annalisa smiled to herself as she climbed the stairs to retire for the evening. The elves were right. She did have the skill and ability to bring a little razzmatazz to Loch Thor. With newfound confidence, Annalisa became a successful shoe designer, and the people of Loch Thor, well, they never looked so good. Thank you for spending time with me today. If you would like to have some more fun, please join us for our Zoom into Storytime program starting May 13th at 10 a.m. Details are on our website, www.marshallcountylibrary.org/storytime. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bye-bye.
Let's say goodbye together to Storytime Online. Our story time has come to an end. So until next time, we're together for Storytime Online. Be safe and happy, my dear friends.